and a good morning to everybody from Just About Watches. It's Kev here. Before we have a look at the first winner of the Christmas gifts, I'd like to belatedly offer my happy Thanksgiving wishes to you all. I know it's a little bit late now and you're probably all suffering from indigestion or hangovers, but that will mean you've enjoyed yourselves. So I hope that you did have a good one and that you now can look forward to the next festive period, and I believe that certainly in the Western world that's Christmas. And that brings us to the giveaway. And we all know by now that it is the Sterling Depthmaster. Now, this watch, I have to say, I've looked at it more and more over the days, and it really is a peach of a watch for the price it's going for. We'll do a quick tech spec on it for those who feel they need to have it. Technically, it's the Sterling Original Depthmaster. It's a professional diver's watch of 200 meter water resistance. It's made of the obligatory by now 316 surgical grade steel. I keep on saying that because quite frankly you really have to go to that level at the minimum. Anything lower and you're going to have the carcass rot in weeks. It's got quite a big case on it. It's 43mm. The tech specs are quite impressive with it, I have to say. It's just under 13mm deep, and what we mean by depth is that. So it's not tiny on the wrist, and I'll demonstrate that in a tiny bit. Two tinies in one go, can't be bad. Bandwidth is 22mm, so it's not the smaller one. Now, it is quite heavy at 209, but not the worst. It's got what I am impressed by is the Ronda 515 Swiss quartz. Now, me being me, I do talk to other watch enthusiasts and we always argue about whether Miyota or ETA are better than the Ronda, Seagull, etc. Now, when you've got a movement like the Ronda 515, there is an absolutely minimal difference in accuracy. Certainly when you're talking about how much you intend to pay for a watch. So I think that that is something of a moot point with regards to concerning yourself. The tech specs on it regarding the unidirectional bezel, lovely little clicks there, I do like them. It's got outsized sword style luminous hands, hour, minute, second markers. It's got a quick set date. Now you can all see I don't really have to explain possibly the best feature on it for me, the colour. It's classed as a deep sea royal blue, and I would not argue with that because it actually does a bit of a trick. Now I managed to get it to look black earlier on, and I thought I was imagining things. I thought I'd had a rollie in my hands. Wishful thinking on that part. Apparently all my watches are cheap Chinese fakes. But that aside, it actually can look black. So it does show that when you've got these markers and they are outsized, akin to the Paddy that I spoke about with the oversized pips and Lumibright, whatever paint Sterling use, and I really don't know, it's going to show at a depth of 200 meters with markers this size. Now, there are a few features that are unique to Sterling, as we all know. We know that the Cristerna crystal is unique. I've gone into depth with this. I've spoken to the guys who make lenses for the optical world, so in other words for the people who wear glasses, and I'm amazed that they actually said that it's got depth resistance. So that may be something that will be cottoned on in with other watches in the future. You never know. Watch this space. Now, I think you can look and see for yourself the decorated crown, which is a screw down crown along with a screw down back. I should have mentioned that. I'm sorry. Now, that to me is a feature just like the back where you have the pressed design. I do like features like that, again with the nuance of the marker on the bracelet and the clasp. I do like these little features. I do like the blue on the crown with the Sterling logo. These are little features that put the quality into the watch, even at the low price it sells. And I've struggled to find a watch at this price and with this caliber anywhere. I've seen a few. I have to admit that I am a fan of Seiko. I'm a fan of Casio and Citizen, and they don't beat this hands down by any stretch of the imagination, and price wise certainly not. You look at them and you very rarely see originality with anything of this price range, and I believe that's where Sterling's strong point is the originality. The specifications can be subjective. You know, one can say that they like the Pepsi design far more than they would the deep blue. I love the blue. I think it's very, very rich, and it could pass off as a dress watch. I honestly wouldn't wear it as a dress watch to higher level functions, but would I wear it to a business meeting? Yes. I wouldn't bat an eyelid. So that aside, now let's get on to the meaty bit, and that's the first winner. And the first winner, believe it or not, was a lady, Ina Miller, if I've pronounced her name right. Now, I phoned Ina up unexpectedly and congratulated her, and was met with the usual surprise because a lot of admins don't take the time to phone up their members. I believe that interaction is paramount. One should not put oneself on a pedestal. So I also then realized that the 43mm diameter was a little bit big for ladies. So as we have in our competition rules in the files, we have the ability to be flexible, and I offered the option of a lady's watch, to which was accepted. So Ina Miller, congratulations, our lady's watch will be on its way to you very shortly. So very quickly back to this one, we have another winner because I did a draw. They are independent, by the way. We use independent software with an algorithm, and I can't interfere with it. No admin or moderators can enter, so there is no shouting of foul. And the winner is a gentleman called Kenneth Hamilton. Now, I'm about to let him know via phone that he's won. So I'm wondering whether I'll actually have phoned him before the YouTube video goes up. So congratulations, Kenneth. Thank you ever so much both to you and Ina for your contributions to the group and for taking the time to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It doesn't take a lot to do, and you have a massive amount to gain. This is just the beginning. I have maintained the more we support brain tumour charity and brain and cancer research and brain tumour research, the more that I'll be able to gift. It's simple. Help me and I'll help you. Now, to a lot of people, this watch might mean nothing. Oh, it's only £100, £200. It depends where you get it from. It's Black Friday today, you may get it quite discounted. I'd suggest going to Amazon and taking advantage if you don't win one of these 5. They are really worth it, and I'm holding the watch in my hand that I actually wear, and I'm not ashamed to wear it. I'm actually very proud to wear it. It's incredibly accurate, incredibly robust, and looks bloody good with a blue shirt. So, putting my watch away, I'll give Kenneth a quick peek of his. I've scrumpled up, my fault, I scrumpled up the little guarantee. There's a warranty, etc. in there. Nice little, do like the touch of the cloth. It's covered, it's got its basic barcodes, brand new, a lovely watch. So, well done you, Kenneth and Ina. Now, I'm going to go to another one very quickly. I'm not going to harp on too much tonight, and we'll pan in, try and get rid of it. We've looked at the dual time. We're not going to go into too much detail with regards to the complications, etc. They speak for themselves. I've probably got the watch upside down. No, I actually haven't. Now, I'm giving away a few of these as well. And I'll be doing that spasmodically, providing we have enough subscribers. Now, I will say one thing, that the moderators, and I have to give kudos to certain people, and I'll do it in private, they've gracefully refused to take a gift from me for helping me moderate the group. That's passion. I probably won't listen to them and send them something anyway, but that's what we have with Just About Watches. So if you want to win one of these beauties instead of the diver, something even better even, get subscribing. If you don't subscribe, you will not have a chance of getting one. So we've done the sterlings. I'm going to very quickly look at 3 watches, or talk about 3 watches due for review. This is the Vario, my Seiko in wolf's clothing. You know the one, I think, unless you haven't seen it, it's a Seiko, basically a Seiko watch in a tweed, honest tweed strap. I think it's a really fascinating little piece. Perhaps it's the hippie loving tree hugger in me, I don't know, but it fascinates me that it's quite a mighty little watch that's almost like a sheep in wolf's clothing. We'll look at that another time. We've got the fantastically quirky Clockers watch, and I have to say I am in love with this. You must have seen it online. It is as quirky as can be, and the strap system on it, I quite frankly would patent it and get it out to the larger companies such as Swatch. You'd make a fortune if it hasn't done before. So, or if it hasn't been done before. And finally, I'm going to end on this one. Now, I don't want to go too close because it'd take away the absolutely beautiful colour on the face. Now, this Fortuna Chronometry, if I can get, that's supposed to be a French pronunciation. It sounded like Italian, but actually it's a German-Swiss combination. I do know that the company Mainframe is American, or were American, but they've used the German engineering and Swiss craftsmanship to create what I think is an absolutely divine watch. We'll look at the little touches of this again. So on that, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to wish you all well. I cannot emphasize, and I won't get tired of it, you may get tired of hearing it, if you don't subscribe, I cannot let you into the draw. It's only fair that you reciprocate. I don't ask you for money. I don't ever, that's not the agenda of Just About Watches. The agenda is to spread brain tumour and cancer awareness. Brain tumour research, to be precise. I have two slow growing brain tumours, one on the stem. Now, I hope that I don't die a painful death. and I hope that my wife Anita, who has breast cancer, doesn't suffer a vile death that has been wished upon her, but I'm not going to go into that just yet. What I would say is that that's our agenda. Our agenda is to spread the word, and the more people we get to support us by subscribing, by joining the group, by becoming active, you don't realize how powerful you are. You're creating awareness, albeit subconsciously, because I'm getting my message across to people who come to me and are fascinated how quickly we've grown and how interactive we are, because you can have as many numbers as you wish in a group, but if you haven't got interactivity and calmness and confrontational a group, it will get noticed. Because the one thing that I've learned from, and I've got a rather large LinkedIn network of chief executives of watch companies, and the one thing that they do when they send their little troops out to check out these watch groups, and they do it, believe me, they look at how the groups are run. And if they're run by bullies, they don't want anything to do with that. If your group is run like ours, and we are very proud of this, and we will not criticize any other groups openly, we'll keep our thoughts to ourselves. People know what's happening. But with Just About Watches, we've gained a huge reputation for being a place where you can go with a non-discriminatory approach. We don't mind, I beg your pardon, what watch you show, as long as it's not a fake or a replica. Now, they can get through. Let's not kid ourselves. We aren't perfect. Imagery is a moderator's bane. It's very difficult to discriminate between a photograph, and if people say they can tell with a click of a finger that's a fake, I'll question you. There are often the case that you can, but it isn't always the case. So aside from fakes and replicas, which we will not condone, we will pretty much accept anything else, because we aren't snobs. We could be of the highest level. And I think that's what's making companies stand up and listen to us. They approach us now, so we are doing something right. And it's on that point that I say to you all, thank you ever so much for creating what I believe is, well, I know statistically we're the most active per capita. Then we're doing something right. Please help us keep doing that. I'll wish you good night now. God bless.